Hi YouTube, my name is Carl Toth. I'd like to share with you guys today the modifications I made to my home gym. I have a pull-up bar, as you can see behind me, and one of the things I don't have a lot of room for is a lat pull-down machine to do tricep pull-downs, ab crunches. There's a lot of exercises these are good for, and if you're limited on space like I am, and you don't have room to add another machine to your gym, if you have a good sturdy pull-up bar like the one you see behind me, this is a good platform to suspend that from, because if it's strong enough to support my 200-pound body weight, it's strong enough to support the 40 to 50 pounds you're going to need to really get a good exercise for your back and lats. So first of all, what you need hardware-wise, go to your local Home Depot, Lowe's, local hardware store, pick up a couple of pulleys like this. The ones I bought had a swivel on top. I had to cut that off with a Dremel tool. You disassemble the pulley, unfold it, take the pieces out, and then you can use that as a washer to attach the bolts that hold your pull-up bar to the support, whether that be the ceiling joist or if it's a wall-mounted unit like mine. You want to make sure that if you're suspending weight, it's very secure. The last thing you need is a whole bunch of stuff falling on your head. So that's step one. Attach the pulleys to the unit. Step two, you're going to want to get some little metal clips here, so you can attach different types of pull-down machines. You can see on this, let's just set that down for a minute. I've got two rings. That's two different points of attachment. If I want to do something standing, I do it up here. If I want to sit down on the ground and do rows, I have another another pulley attachment point here. You can see I just took some parachute cord and made my own, I don't even know what that's called, handlebars, I guess I'll call them. And you can just attach them wherever. This is also useful if you want to do a assisted pull-up. You can loop it through your foot, and then, well, let's try that. Just to take some 20-30 pounds resistance off so you can do another couple reps in your exercise program. The one thing I want to add to this today, as you can see right now, I've got a chain mounted attachment. This works okay. You can also just loop the string through and tie a knot, but when you're changing plates, that gets to be a pain in the ass trying to tie knots and untie knots. So at the bare minimum, you want to have a chain mount like this. You can easily just add another couple plates if you want to. Or you can make what's called a loading pin. And I've seen a lot of videos online demonstrating how to make a loading pin out of black pipe. For my purposes, I think that's probably a little bit overkill. And also, I have a fairly nice gym here, so I want to protect my wall. I don't want a bunch of big heavy pipes flying around. So what I'm going to attempt to do, and this just came to me as I was walking around Home Depot looking for things to make a loading pin out of. This is just some steel rod, 3/16 3-foot steel rod, plate steel. And I was walking through the bathroom section or the kitchen section, and I saw a paper towel holder, which is essentially the same shape as a loading pin. It's flat on the bottom and skinny in the middle. And they had one that was made out of wire. And I said, well, hell, I can just get a piece of rod and bend it. Except I can't take the label out. We'll ignore that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fold this into a W. Obviously, the middle part of the W will be taller, and the ends will be smaller. But so I want to measure about 4 inches. Just give it a little bend, like so. And then I want to go about the same distance. Like so. Straighten it out if you can. And then that's about the middle there. This will be the tough one. Let's just check it. And now The reason this works is because I'm applying a significant amount of force to bend the steel. Let's say I'm applying, it's easier if you do it on a workbench. You can straighten it up and look pretty, which is what I'm going to do, but just to give you the idea, I just folded it in my hands there. But I'm applying, let's say, 100 pounds of force to bend the steel for each one of these bends. Well, when it's suspended from the rack, put the plates on there. The maximum amount of force you're going to need, and you obviously, I'm using standard plates, so you want to make sure you have it small enough to fit through the opening here. Okay, that's good. So the maximum amount of force to unfold that is going to be distributed across all those bends. So there's my loading pin. Well, it's a work in progress. You can probably play around and modify this so it works different, but that's just a different way to make a loading pin. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go try and straighten this out on the workbench because I think it's kind of ugly right now, but this seems like it would be a good way to just, quickly attach plates, and it's probably more than secure for the 40-50 pounds most people use for tricep pull downs. Okay. I just went into the workshop, and in about 5 minutes I put the rod in the bench vise, just started twisting, and I came up with a pretty, what I think is a pretty good shape. I don't know where the focus point is on this camera, but I'll just keep it by my head. I think that's a pretty good shape, pretty good size. And now you can see just very easily slide the pins over, or the plates on top, attach, and voila. There's a homemade loading pin, costs about $2, and it looks pretty good.